Well, we bid you good afternoon now from Normal Parkside Junior High School here in the Bloomington Normal Metroplex. It is quarterfinal number 3 of the 8th grade Class 4A Girls State Tournament here. And we've got another dandy coming up for you. It's going to be Mahomet-Seymour taking on Matteson, Colin, Powell. We have one semifinal already set for coming up at 5 o'clock. That's going to be Bolingbrook Jane Addams taking on Dunlap. And these two teams face each other here on the opposite side of the bracket. A couple of teams here. One of these teams has been to this state tournament before, and they know it very well. They are the defending 7A state champions for Class 4A in Matteson, Colin, Powell. They will take on the Mahomet-Seymour Bulldogs on their 11th trip to state, and a team that's been a little bit of an underdog role coming into this season and especially into the postseason. We'll tell you about a little more about both of these teams coming up here in the pregame show. We'll take a couple of minutes to tell you about some of the wonderful sponsors who bring us high school sports on our YouTube platform when we come back. It's pregame show for Mahomet-Seymour taking on Matteson, Colin, Powell. You're watching the Class 4A state tournament here live on Central Illinois Sports.
I have to speak to you about something that is concerning me. Heard you and your mother talking about this Arlo fella.
You're dating someone?
Yeah.
Dad, Arlo's the name of the new security cameras that we got from our service provider. Arlo's not a boy.
Oh, boy.
Ah, not a boy. Apparently, we just learned that it's a camera named after a boy. Why don't you name it Peter?
Hey, grab me one too.
All right, if you got somebody hard to buy for this Christmas, and everybody does, there's something for everybody at your local Front Home Supply in our holiday sale going on now through December 18th. Toys galore for sale, including this cool flying ball helicopter for $7.99, or this 2-pack John Deere Big Scoop for under $30. Get a holiday rebate on all area, includes footwear, apparel, and accessories. For all the anglers out there, get a mystery tackle box, only $16.99. If you've got a pet at home, get a dog or cat toy multi-pack under $15. See all the deals on sale right now through the 18th at farmandhomesupply.com.
One size fits all. That may be all right for an adjustable belt or cheap sunglasses, but when it comes to your financial needs, no one wants a one-size-fits-all strategy. Derek Harris is your Pike and Adams County area Edward Jones financial advisor. Derek Harris's most important goals are yours. That's why Derek will take the time to understand your needs so he can recommend personalized strategies with your goals in mind. Contact Derek Harris today at 217-222-7173. Knowing you, that's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing. Member SIPC.
We welcome you back here live to Central Illinois Sports and our exclusive coverage of the IESA 8th grade Class 4A state quarterfinals here live from Normal Parkside. Let's tell you first about the Matteson, Colin, Powell Eagles, a record of 20-1 this season. The defending Class 7 4A state champions from last year bring their team back here for the 8th grade competition. This team lost only one game this season. That was the second game of the year to Flossmoor Parker, a 51-33 loss. Since then, they have railroaded the competition, allowing just 21.4 points a game while scoring 42.3, one of our highest scoring teams in the state tournament field of 8 here today. This is their 6th trip overall to the IESA state finals. This team has only lost 2 games in 2 seasons. Let's tell you a little bit about their road here to the state tournament. They defeated Frankfort Hickory Creek 36-28 in the regional semifinals. In the regional championship, defeated Frankfort Summer Hill 28-22 and defeated Homewood Hart in the sectional 33-15 to punch their trip here to the state tournament. Bridget Dancy's squad, a little bit of a mix of 8th graders, 7th graders, and even a couple of 6th graders deep here on the bench. Especially when you get to Class 4A, you do not see a lot of 6th graders dressing on the 8th grade roster, but she's at least got a couple if she has to go deep into the bench here today. On the opposite side for the Mahomet-Seymour Bulldogs, Jimmy Lanfear's squad is 19-8 here on the season. score 30.1 points a game while only allowing 16.8. They started 8-2 to begin the regular season. They've had a little bit of a trip up here as they have lost 5 of their last 7 to wrap up the regular season before winning 3 games here in the postseason to punch their ticket into the state finals. They have been defeated by Mount Zion, who is in the final quarterfinal coming up here a little bit today. They've lost to Taylorville Junior High. They lost to Normal Kingsley, a team that just won the 7th grade state championship and was in a sectional here this week. They lost to Normal Parkside, who was also in a sectional championship and could have been playing a state tournament here on their home floor. They've lost to Paris Crestwood, a perennial good IESA basketball squad, and they also lost to Teutopolis, who's had a heck of a junior high season this year as well. Their road to the state tournament, though, looks like this. They defeated Champaign Edison 34-28. In the regional semifinals, defeated Urbana Middle School 36-28 to win the regional, and defeated University Park Crete Monet 30-27 in a back-and-forth contest to win and get here to the state tournament today. This should be a fun one. We've had 2 really nice games for you here so far from Normal Parkside. One more quarterfinal left to go coming up here later today, and that includes Mount Zion. If we can find our sheet here as we try to get you through the rest of this day, Mount Zion will take on Granite City Coolidge in our final quarterfinal scheduled for 2:30. We will be back on air shortly before 5 o'clock getting you ready for tonight's semifinals. We're going to step away, take a couple of minutes to get settled and ready to rock and roll here for game number 3. When we come back, starting lineups and more from Normal Parkside. You're watching the Class 4A Girls State Tournament live on Central Illinois Sports.
Cedar Lake Campground has been owned and operated by the Kramberg family for over 50 years. Located off of Highway 24 between Coatesburg and Camp Point, Cedar Lake Campground is a quiet family campground that you're sure to enjoy. With 60 RV spots with water and electric and our 5-acre lake, it's a perfect spot for a weekend spent fishing, spending time with family, and enjoying the great outdoors. Find out more about Cedar Lake Campground on Facebook or call 217-455-4602.
Stotzi Automotive and Tire, located at 201 Adams Street in Camp Point, Illinois, is your local automotive repair shop. Whether you need an oil change, brake job, alignment engine repair, or new tires, Stotzi Automotive is here with honest and competitive pricing. Call Reagan and his team today to schedule your appointment. 217-740-5010. That's 217-740-5010 for Stotzi Automotive and Tire.
Chris Nichols, managing broker and owner of PCRE Real Estate and Auction, has over 15 years of experience, specializing in selling hunting and recreational properties and farmland. Chris prides himself on combining buyers and sellers, both local and from around the country, to help both parties achieve their land investment goals. Chris takes the time to walk clients through the process of selling their property from start to finish, making the experience feel seamless and enjoyable. Contact Chris Nichols and PCRE Real Estate and Auction at 217-473-3777.
Before the TAVR, I was very active, worked out at the Croc Center. I would say less than a week. Well, of course, Amy tells me I couldn't do squats. She even wrote it in my discharge paper. Great big, Sandy, no squats. So I did a couple.
Oh my word.
Don't tell her.
I knew she was going to, but I have the best job in the world to get to work with these patients.
I love training. I like to help people improve on their tasks. That food has been providing everything for me. They just treat you so well. When my life needed an opportunity, I chose that.
Well, let's get you ready for game number 3 here. Let's introduce you first to the Madison Colin Powell Eagles. Bridget Dancy, the head coach here for the defending state champion squad from Madison. Meeting some of the non-starters here. Number 4, Havana Edgecombe. Number 5, Kira Jones. Number 10, Ayanna Cartwright. Number 15, Mayanna Buchanan. Number 22, Juliet Murrow. Number 24, Morgan Nelson, who appears to be unfortunately injured. And now let's meet the starters for the Colin Powell Eagles. A guard, number 2, a 7th grader, Josiah Moore. Number 23, a 7th grade guard, is Paris Bird. And a forward, number 14, an 8th grader, Chloe Dortch. At the other forward, an 8th grader, number 35, Michaela Gist. And the 5th starter, number 30, Raquela Spruill. So the defending starting champions here introduce their starting 5 in a purple jersey with a bright gold arrow on the front, also on the trim. It looks like some white numbers and letters there. As we introduce you to our non-starters here for Mahomet-Seymour, Jimmy Lanfear's squad. Non-starters here for the Bulldogs, number 1, Maddie Bain. Number 3 is Kennedy Ashby. Lily Fryman wears number 5. She'll come off the bench. Number 12, Macy O'Connell. Nora Huang, number 13. Number 14, Madison Morgan. Number 21, Mackenzie Bonham, as we're introducing you to the non-starters. This is a deep bench here for Jimmy Lanfear's squad. Number 22, Penelope Porter. Number 23, an 8th grader, Faith Benedict. And number 33, Audra Martin, the final non-starter here, as we'll get you ready to introduce you to the starting 5 here for the Mahomet-Seymour Bulldogs. A record of 19-8 coming in here to the state tournament. Starting at guard, an 8th grader, number 2, Marley Cloward. At a guard, an 8th grader, number 11 is Lily Meyer. And a forward, number 30, an 8th grader, Katie Hunter. At the other forward, an 8th grader, number 32, Charlotte Sinclair. And at center, number 20, the very tall 8th grader, Penelope Bird. Starting lineups introduced. We're ready to rock and roll here for game number 3. They need to get the ball rack out of the way here, though. It's still just sitting at mid-court. The defending state champions taking on the newcomers here to the state tournament. 5 teams returned from last year's 7th grade state tournament. We introduce our officials here tonight. Get ready to rock and roll. And we get ready to go here with our quarterfinal number 3 here tonight from Normal Parkside. Brian Shoemaker and the team here from Central Illinois Sports, proud to be with you here tonight as we get ready to rock and roll for this one. It'll be Penelope Bird lining up against Raquela Spruill here to line things up. And the tip is up. Both girls get a hand on it. It's still a loose ball. It's going to get picked up here by Marley Cloward. She quickly loses the basketball now, and it comes down to Colin Powell. Eagles will get the first real possession of the ball game here as Moore's 3 is up and no good. Rebound goes down into the hands of Marley Cloward. Bulldogs will push the tempo here just a little bit early. They get it down to Hunter into the short corner. Now they get it to Bird. Bird's layup no good. She gets her own rebound, high above everybody else. She'll get fouled and go to the free throw line. First basket foul of the basketball game goes against the Eagles. Raquela Spruill will pick up the foul. It's her first, team first of the contest, as Bird goes to the free throw line here for 2. We remind you as remind everybody else, because sometimes we've got to remind ourselves. 5 team fouls in a quarter results now in double bonus shooting. There is no more 1-and-1 here in the land of Lincoln. Bird eyes up for the second one. The free throw is good. One of the players from Colin Powell stepped in early. Bird gets the first points of the basketball game here. And it's a 1-0 lead for Mahomet-Seymour. We get it back down on the opposite side. Moore with the basketball over on the right wing. Tries to toss it now down into Spruill. She loses it, gets stripped away. Here comes Cloward with it. Cloward goes up, gets bumped before the shot, and they say that'll be a foul on the floor against Colin Powell. Jazariah Moore will pick it up. It's her first, team second. Hunter will inbound here. Tries to get it into Bird. It gets tipped away as Spruill able to get her hands on it. It'll go out of bounds, and Mahomet-Seymour will get to reset. Trying to get it inside. They get it up into Sinclair. Her shot no good. Bird comes down with the rebound. She can't finish. Rebound comes into the hands of Paris Bird. We've got two Birds on the floor. One B-I-R-D, one B-Y-R-D. Spruill tries a baseline drive, gets caught in the short corner. She's got to work it back out, top of the key now. It was Paris Bird. Two 7th graders in the starting lineup here for Madison, Colin, Powell. Bird drives right side. Gets into the baseline, gets caught up, and now she's going to get a foul. That's going to go against Katie Hunter. For Hunter, it'll be her first of the quarter against Mahomet-Seymour. Just underway in this one. 4:55 left to go in the first. It's a 1-0 basketball game in favor of the Bulldogs. With the basketball now is Paris Bird, and they say she'll shuffle the feet. A little startled there from the defensive Charlotte Sinclair. Mahomet-Seymour comes in with a lot of height into this roster, especially Hunter and Bird. They are very, very tall for 8th grade players. Sinclair is no shorty herself. Sinclair gets it on the post, turns, goes up with the right hand. Foul is going to go against Rakayla Spruill. That's going to be her second, team third. Stepping back to the free throw line, it's going to be Charlotte Sinclair. Just underway here in this one. Winner goes on to the 6:30 semifinal here later tonight. First one up from Sinclair, goes right of the rim and no good. Sinclair with the basketball, goes off the front of the rim. Rebound comes down into the hands of Hunter. Her shot no good. It'll go out of bounds off the side of the backboard and kind of go up and over. Colin Powell with an opportunity here to take the lead in the early going. It's going to be a quick call out called by Bridget Dancy. We'll take it too. It's a 30-second timeout. We're back here in 30 seconds on Central Illinois Sports. Bridget Dancy takes the timeout for Colin Powell. It's their first of the contest, trying to figure out what to do against this very, very tall Mahomet-Seymour squad. Paris Bird will bring the basketball across the time stripe for the defending state champions. Works it now over to the right side. This is Dortch. Drives in, gets caught in double coverage, and now it's likely to be a jump ball, and it is as Katie Hunter gets her hands all over it. Possession arrow favors Mahomet-Seymour. They try to quickly work past the press, and they do. This is Meyer with the basketball. Lily Myers, they try to get it into Hunter. It gets stripped away. Here comes Paris Bird with it. Goes in up with the right hand. Can't finish on the layup. Try. Rebound comes down to Penelope Bird. She'll push the tempo. Long pass down to Sinclair. Gets tied up. It'll go out of bounds, though, off the hands of Gist, as she just grabbed it a hair too late and goes out of bounds. Mahomet-Seymour basketball underneath their own hoop, as Hunter will inbound for the Bulldogs. Cloward, thought about the two, now dishes it down into Sinclair. She can't finish on the nice pass inside by Katie Hunter, who was ready to take the shot until she saw her teammate wide open. Colin Powell with the chance to answer here. Spruill with the basketball. She's got 2 fouls early in this one. Tried to cross-court pass. It gets stolen away from Cloward as she threw it into no man's land in the lane. They work the basketball over to Katie Hunter. Takes a dribble. Cross-court pass now over to Meyer. Audra Martin will check in for the first time for Mahomet-Seymour as the shot from Sinclair rolls in and out of the rim, no good. She gets her own rebound, puts it up and in. Mahomet-Seymour now takes an early 3-0 lead. as Sinclair puts it in for 2. On the opposite side, rolling down is Bird, and it's going to be a travel call as they say she shuffled her feet trying to drive into the lane. Audra Martin, an 8th grade forward, checks in for Mahomet-Seymour. Substitution also came in for Colin Powell, excuse me. That's Ayana Cartwright. With the basketball now is Hunter. Hunter throws it out of bounds as Martin just wasn't there ready for it. It'll be a turnover on the Bulldogs. 3-0 here in the first quarter. 3:05 left to go in this one. A little bit of a slower start than what we were used to in our last quarterfinal, which started out as a flurry of points on both sides. With the basketball is Dortch. Works it back out to Bird. Guarded out by Cloward 30 feet away from the basket. Spruill drives in, gets caught at the short corner. It'll be a foul on the floor against Mahomet-Seymour. Martin will pick up the foul. It's her first, team second of the quarter against Mahomet-Seymour. And to the line will go Raquela Spruill, and they say, nope, that's underneath the basket. We thought it was too, but sometimes things change. Bird with the basketball on the right wing. She'll spot up a long 3. Off the side of the rim, no good. Martin grabs the rebound. Here comes Cloward for Mahomet-Seymour. She'll push now down on the right wing over to Hunter. Now Cloward will reset the offense for the Bulldogs. They get it to the free throw line. Bird tosses it down into Martin. She can't get a good handle on it. Tries to save it and instead throws it into the wall. Turnover on Mahomet-Seymour. We'll give it back to Colin Powell. Bird with it, takes a few dribbles, gives it over to Spruill. She'll take a long 2-pointer that can't find the mark, and that was going to be a foul after the shot, so it's going to be an on-the-floor foul. And that's going to go against Lily Meyer. So Meyer will be hurt first on a little bit of a push after the shot had already taken place. So it will not result in free throws. 3 team fouls apiece here with 2:12 left to go here in the quarter. We remind you at 5 team fouls, we go to double bonus shooting. Cartwright with it, a cross-court pass to Dort. She picks it up. Long 2-pointer off the left side of the glass, no good. Rebound grabbed by Cartwright. She'll reset here for the Eagles. Spruill with it. Nice baseline drive up with the left hand's no good. She'll get her own rebound and come down and get fouled by the Bulldogs. Martin will get whistled for the foul. That's going to be her second personal foul. Substitutions here on both sides as Jazaria Moore will check back in for Colin Powell. Checking in for Mahomet-Seymour, Lily Freeman, number 5. As the ball's tipped out of bounds, Bird got a hand on it, but they say it'll go off the Eagles. So a turnover on Colin Powell results with Mahomet-Seymour getting to face full court pressure here from Colin Powell. Cloward will get it back over now to Freeman over on the left side. She'll take the basketball across the time strike, ball fake, dribbles in, stops at the left wing. Tries to throw it in, nicely picked up by Sinclair. Her shot no good. She gets her own rebound and she'll go to the free throw line after getting fouled. Paris Bird will pick up the foul for the Eagles. It's her first, team at the 4th of the quarter. Both teams in bonus here for the remaining time. That's 1 minute and 30 seconds. As Charlotte Sinclair steps to the free throw line, knocks down the first, give her 3. It's a 4-0 lead here for Mahomet-Seymour in the early going of our third quarterfinal here in the Class 4A state tournament. Free throws up, no good. Rebound comes down into the hands of Katie Sinclair. She can't finish. Fight for the rebound. It's Sinclair again. Long 2-pointer, no good. Rebound grabbed by Hunter. And now we're going to see some free throws here. Raquela Spruill is going to pick up the foul. That's her 3rd personal already here today. Stepping to the free throw line is going to be KT Hunter. Scoreless here on the morning. Spruill will stay in the basketball game here with 3 fouls. at least for the first free throw. Now it looks like we'll get a substitution as Gist is going to come in and Spruill will take a seat. First free throw is up and good for Katie Hunter, her first point of the basketball game. Mattison-Seymour trying to make a statement here early against the defending state champions. She'll miss the second free throw. Cartwright comes down with the board. She'll get it to Paris Bird. They'll move quickly. Bird drives in baseline, draws the contact, and Paris Bird will go to the free throw line after Charlotte Sinclair will pick up her first personal foul. We are in bonus for the rest of the quarter. That's 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining. Any fouls now on the defensive side result in double bonus shooting. They'll get everybody reset here on the lane to make sure everyone's properly where they need to be as Paris Bird steps to the free throw line. First one is up and no good for the young 7th grader. Second one up. Rolls around the rim, bounces out, no good. Paris Bird grabs her own rebound, goes up strong with it, and they say that's going to be an offensive foul as she lowered the shoulder. For Bird, that's going to be her second. And fouls mounting up here against some critical pieces of Bridget Dancy's squad. Mahomet-Seymour will get the basketball out of bounds. They've got full court pressure to get through here as Cloward will take it. Now they get it across to Bird. Now back over to the left side to Lily Freeman. They work it down in to Sinclair. It gets tipped away and knocked out of bounds. The Bulldogs will get it out of bounds underneath their own hoop here with 59.1 seconds left. Cloward with the basketball. Dribbles around, pops up a shot real quick. No good. Rebound comes down to Dortch. The Eagles of Colin Powell looking to get a point on the board here in the first quarter as Bird wants to clear things out against Cloward. Whips it over now to Jazaria Moore. It's a long shot on the way from Cartwright. It's no good. 36 seconds left to go here in the first period. Cloward with it, works around to Freeman. Cross-court pass now back over to Hunter. Tried to get it into Sinclair. She drug the foot instead of passing it. It'll be a travel. Checking back in will be Lily Meyer for Mahomet-Seymour. Hunter will get a rest. Bird with the basketball. Time running out here in the first quarter. 15 seconds left to go. The shot up and no good from Moore. Mahomet-Seymour with a chance to add on here with 10 seconds left to go in the quarter. They've got to move quickly. They try to get it down into Sinclair, and they do. Nice backdoor cut to Freeman. Lily Freeman wraps it up for the first quarter on a nice backdoor dish in the layup. Your score after 1 quarter of play, it's Mahomet-Seymour 7, Colin Powell 0. We're back with second quarter play-by-play in 60 seconds.
At Game Masters in Quincy,
we're passionate about the outdoors.
Shooting is one of our favorite pastimes.
When it comes to guns and ammo, think Game Masters. They have new guns, used guns, gun safes, and gun accessories. And be sure to head over to GameMastersOutdoors.com to check out our great selection.
Clothing, fishing, hunting, gifts, and more. At Game Masters in Quincy,
we're passionate about the outdoors.
Camp Point Central Sports are proud to have Dear Western Grain as a sponsor of this broadcast. Dear Western Grain, there for you for all your grain and feed needs. Why don't you give them a call and check out all the locations of Dear Western Grain? With locations in Golden, Paloma, Mount Sterling, Clayton, La Prairie, Liberty, Industry, Carthage, and Blandonsville. For more information, call Dear Western Grain Services 696-4461. That's 696-4461, or on the web at dearwesterngrain.com.
End of the first quarter here as Mahomet-Seymour leads Madison Colin Powell 7-0 on what has been a very frustrating quarter for the team in purple and gold here as they are navigating through this very, very tall Bulldogs roster. Tack on to that two of their starters are in early foul trouble here. Raquela Sproul with 3, and their point guard, Paris Bird, with 2. It'll be Eagles basketball as we start the second quarter here, and a little bit of a zone look now from Mahomet-Seymour. Dortch with the basketball. Now they try to work it down into Sproul. Long 15-foot jumper is no good. Rebound grabbed by Penelope Bird. And it's stolen away now. Cartwright with it. She's going to get fouled by Cloward, as Marley Cloward will pick up her first personal foul. Team first of the quarter here against Mahomet-Seymour comes with 5:34 left in the second. Stepping to the free throw line will be Ayanna Cartwright, the young 6th grader. No points on the night here. Lines up the first free throw off the glass and good. And now the Eagles are on the board. They trail 7-1. And the second one up and good, make it 2. This is a very young roster for this Colin Powell team. A lot of 7th graders and, of course, 3 6th graders on this roster, and one of them's in the ballgame. They get it now to Cloward, does Mahomet-Seymour. Quickly guarded out by Bird. Very aggressive as she went into the scorer's table to toss one away. It'll go out of bounds and go back to Mahomet-Seymour. Mahomet-Seymour almost loses. Now Cloward's got to fight for it. She's in a loose ball battle here with Cartwright. And there's going to be a foul whistled. And we'll see who that's going to go against. Foul is going to go against Cartwright for Colin Powell. It's going to be their first of the quarter. First of the ball game against Ayanna Cartwright. Mahomet-Seymour will inbound here as Cloward will bring the basketball into the front court for the Bulldogs. They work it down now to Penelope Bird on the baseline. Tries to get it into Sinclair. She can't finish. Up and again, and she'll get fouled. And Charlotte Sinclair will head to the free throw line. Sproul is going to pick up her 4th personal foul here in the first half. Bridget Dancy had to roll the dice here a little bit with her starter, and unfortunately it has not paid off. Sinclair will go to the free throw line here for the Bulldogs. Misses the first one. Amaya Brownlee will check in. Sproul will sit down for what we have to anticipate will be a very extended period of time. Sinclair's second free throw up and good for Sinclair. She's got 4 points. And it's an 8-2 lead for Mahomet-Seymour here in the second quarter. We'll see how the Eagles respond with Sproul on the bench here. They tried to get the basketball into Cartwright. It gets stolen away. The Eagles are just struggling with the height here of the Bulldogs. Cloward with the basketball. Cross-court pass over to Freeman. And they get it down into Sinclair. She gets it on the nice dish. It's a 10-2 basketball game as Charlotte Sinclair adds 2 more onto the board here for Mahomet-Seymour. Driving down. They try to get it to Cartwright again. They do that time, and now we'll have a foul whistle against the Bulldogs. Foul's going to go against Lily Fryman. Her first, team second. With the basketball now is Paris Bird. The Eagles trying desperately to get some offensive momentum going here. They trail 10-2. It's a long 3-ball on the way from Jazariah Moore. No good. And Penelope Bird grabs another rebound. Bird with it. Dumps it back down into Sinclair. Quick toss out to Katie Hunter. Baseline jumper is no good. Here comes Colin Powell. Moore with it. Tries to toss it into Cartwright. Gets stripped away from Cloward. Cloward on the run now. Tries to run with it, and instead it'll be a travel as Cartwright was able to get her hands on it and slow up the Bulldogs' transition. We'll move the basketball back here to the midcourt line where Chloe Dortch will inbound for Madison Colin Powell. They trail 10-2 with 3:58 left to go here in the first half. Bird takes the pick. Right. Long 2-ball from Moore. And now it's going to be a foul on the rebound try against Colin Powell. We're going to head the other way. Foul is going to go against Cartwright. It's her second, team third. There is, unfortunately for the Eagles, nothing going right here in the first half. Mahomet-Seymour tosses it over. Fryman loses the basketball and it'll go out of bounds as the Bulldogs get a little rattled there on that defensive stand from Colin Powell. Cartwright with the basketball. Ball fake, drives in. Nice move up with the right hand is good. Ayanna Cartwright gets the Eagles on the board again. And she's got all 4 points now for her team. Cartwright gets a hand on it. The crafty little sixth grader is really starting to get things going here for Colin Powell. 3:16 left to go in the first half. With the basketball is Katie Hunter. Drives on the baseline, gets it into Bird. 8-foot jumper is good for Penelope Bird. 12-4. Bridget Dancy wants a timeout. We'll take it too. It's a 60-second timeout. Come back with us here in 1 minute on Central Illinois Sports.
Grab the game while your kids are busy. You know, streaming, gaming, and homework. Now you can teach your kids the value of $1 by showing bundles with Cascom. Bundle telephone, internet, and TV. Bundle 2 for a double play or 3 for a triple play. Plus, save $20 a month for 3 months for a limited time. Then you can tell everyone how you help them with their math homework. Call Cascom about bundles today at 1-800-252-1799. Cascom at 1-800-252-1799.
I have to speak to you about something that is concerning me. Heard you and your mother talking about this Arlo fella.
You're dating someone?
Yeah.
Dad, Arlo's the name of the new security cameras that we got from our service provider. Arlo's not a boy.
Oh, boy.
Ah, not a boy. Apparently, we just learned that. It's a camera. Named after a boy. Why don't you name it Peter?
Welcome you back here as Colin Powell took the timeout. They trail 12-4. Bridget Dancy encouraging her squad to just calm down a little bit, saying she feels they're getting beat sometimes back on the defensive side. Bird will slowly walk the basketball across the time stripe here for the Eagles. Still in this 1-2-2 zone look as Mahomet-Seymour as they work the basketball down into the corner. Brownlee tried giving it up to Moore, and Moore gets whistled for the travel. Colin Powell drops off into a half-court defensive stand here. And Cloward will slowly walk it across. Zone look here for the Eagles. To Bird. Now they get it into Freeman. Tall shot up for Charlotte Sinclair. And now she knocks down another deuce. It is a 10-point lead now for Mahomet-Seymour, 14-4. For Sinclair, she's got 8 points. Bird drives in, nice baseline runner up with the right hand, and it goes down. Paris Bird gets the opportunity to go to the free throw line for the old-fashioned three-point play. We'll count the basket. Foul will go against Lily Fryman. It's her second personal. For Bird, just her first points of the basketball game. 3 team fouls against the Bulldogs on that last whistle. Bird's free throw no good. Fight for the rebound, goes out of bounds as Cartwright was hustling for it. She is a scrappy, scrappy young player. Cloward with the basketball over to Hunter. Down in the corner to Sinclair. They tried lobbing it into Bird. She gets it, goes high off the glass, and it's in. Penelope Bird gets 2 more. It's a 10-point lead again for Mahomet-Seymour, as there is no answer on the interior here from Colin Powell. Long 3 ball from Cartwright, misses everything and heads out of bounds. Couple of substitutions checking back in here for Mahomet-Seymour on the next dead ball. Fryman, now they try work it into Sinclair, It goes through her hands and out of bounds. Lily Meyer will check back in for Mahomet-Seymour, along with Audra Martin. Fryman will sit down along with Sinclair. 1:38 left to go here in the first half. It has been all Mahomet-Seymour in this one. Cartwright with the basketball. Lobs it back up now to Madison Morgan, who has checked into the ball game, number 14 for the Eagles. Long three ball on the way. Brownlee's shot is no good. Fight for the rebound goes out of bounds, and it'll stay here with Colin Powell. Eagles will try to inbound here as Paris Bird gets her shoe tied quickly. The officials allow her just a second to get reset here. They'll inbound. Cartwright. As they whip it around, this is Bird. She'll fire one up from the right wing off the back of the rim, and the loose ball rebound comes down into the hands of Lily Meyer. Bird with a nice driving move off the glass. It's 18-6 now, as Penelope Bird now has 7. Driving around is Ayanna Cartwright. Picks it up, and now it'll be a carry. She was going to try a one-handed pass, saw that Bird was defended, and could not commit, and now she commits the ball handling error. Ball down to the corner. They get it back into Bird. Katie Hunter with it, gets tipped away from behind from Paris Bird. Paris Bird gets another hand on it. Here comes Colin Powell. Now she loses the basketball. Does Cartwright. Myers on top of her, and we'll get a jump ball, and possession arrow will favor Mahomet-Seymour. Substitution coming in here for the Eagles. Number 4, Havana Edgecombe checks in as Ayanna Cartwright will get a breather. And the Bulldogs will inbound here near the scorer's table. Down in the corner. They quickly work it to Bird. 5-foot jumper rolls around, does not go down. She gets her own rebound. Tosses it up again, doesn't fall either. Paris Bird comes down with a rebound here for Colin Powell. She'll push the tempo. Hesitation at the left wing, goes in, drives up high with the right hand, off the glass, doesn't fall. Cloward grabs the board. 2 seconds, 1 second, and that's going to wrap up our first half. Mahomet-Seymour, 18. Madison, Colin Powell, 6. We've reached the halftime break. We'll take a few minutes to step aside and stretch our legs, and we'll come back with halftime scoring and more for you here from the IESA 8th grade Class 4A state tournament live on Central Illinois Sports. We welcome you back here to Central Illinois Sports at halftime of our third quarterfinal in the 8th grade Class 4A girls state basketball tournament. Mahomet-Seymour leading Matteson Colin Powell 18-6 on what has been a very one-sided affair here so far for the Bulldogs. Scoring update here at halftime for Matteson Colin Powell. Ayanna Cartwright has 4. Paris Bird has 2. Jazaria Moore has 1, as Colin Powell has struggled mightily to get in against the interior defense here of Mahomet-Seymour. On the opposite side for Jimmy Lanfear's Bulldogs, Charlotte Sinclair has 8, Penelope Bird has 7, Lily Fryman has 2, as everything has gone the way of Mahomet-Seymour. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get you ready for second half action here from Normal Parkside. You're watching it all live on Central Illinois Sports. We welcome you back here live to game action as a quick three comes off the hands of Jazaria Moore and doesn't hit the mark. As Madison Colin Powell can't cash in on the opening possession here of the third quarter. We're just underway. Mahomet-Seymour leads 18-6 here to start the second half. They get it to Penelope Bird. One-handed shot off the back of the glass, not good. Rebound goes down to Chloe Dortch. Moore fires up another three from the corner. Can't make that one either. It'll go off the hands of Katie Hunter. Recapping the first half for you in a nutshell, it's all about the height of Mahomet-Seymour right now. This team is tall, they are long, and they are causing a lot of problems as Spruill's three-pointer is no good as well. Spruill has been on the bench for quite a while. She has 4 personal fouls already that she picked up in the first half. Bird with the basketball, tries to dump it down into Sinclair, gets knocked away. Bird throws it right back to Sinclair. And now Jazaria Moore gets it on the run here for Colin Powell. Pushes it up, gets it to Cartwright. Spin move up with the right hand off the side of the glass is no good. Bird just rips it away from Jazaria Moore. Now it's a steal. Paris Bird going up. She'll take it all the way to the cup and gets blocking foul, and she'll go to the free throw line. Marley Cloward will pick up the foul. It's going to be her second personal. As Paris Bird will step to the free throw line here. 2 points on the afternoon for the 7th grader. First one bounces around, rolls down to the net, make it an 18-7 contest here. Second one up from Paris Bird, and they will wave that off as there is a free throw violation. So the shot will not count. It's an 18-7 ball game. Paris Bird's got 3 points here in the contest. Granite City Coolidge will face Mount Zion in our final quarterfinal of the afternoon here. Then we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back around 5 o'clock with the start of our semifinal contests. Nice hustle play from Chloe Dortch to knock it out of bounds for Colin Powell. It'll go back to the Bulldogs. 4:37 left to go here in the third. Basketball gets inbounded. Meyer with it. Tries to throw it back to Cloward. It gets tipped out by Moore, and it'll go back to the Bulldogs here. Not a bad crowd here so far in our afternoon. We expect to see a few fans from Mount Zion stopping in, as it's just a little bit of a shorter drive here. Granite City making the drive down from the St. Louis metro area. We're going to have a lane violation, as they say Charlotte Sinclair was in the lane for about a second too long. Get 3, and they say on 4 we'll give you the whistle. So a turnover goes back to the Eagles. They trail by 11 points here in the third. Bird with it, down to Moore. Jazaria Moore fires up a 3, can't find the rim there. Cloward trying to rebound it. Loses it as she hustled out of bounds, chasing it down. It'll go back here to the Eagles. Mahomet-Seymour in the home whites with purple and orange going right to left on your television screen. The Eagles in the road purples with some bright gold trim, white numbers and lettering going right or left to right. Sinclair with the basketball. Gives it out to Cloward now. Substitutions coming in for the Bulldogs here in rotation on the next dead ball. Hunter with it. Cloward back to Hunter. Katie Hunter drives in. 15-foot jumper off the glass is good. Katie Hunter's got 3 on the afternoon. It's a 20-7 ball game. Paris Bird. Cross-court pass, gets it over to Spruill. She'll drive baseline, goes up with a strong take, and she'll get fouled and go to the free throw line. Hunter will get whistled for the foul. That'll be her second. Raquela Spruill will step to the free throw line. No points on the night, 4 fouls. The Eagles need every point they can get with the clock stopped right now, and that free throw will not fall. Hunter will check back in along with Fryman. For the Bulldogs, sitting down will be Lily Meyer along with Charlotte Sinclair. Second free throw up, doesn't fall either. Hunter grabs the rebound, kicks it out to Martin. Here comes Mahomet-Seymour. They try to throw it down, goes over the head of Audra Martin and goes out of bounds. As we've got 3:20 left to go here in our third semifinal, the third quarter. Cartwright, long three. High off the glass, doesn't fall. Sproul gets the rebound. She'll take a few dribbles. Step back three from the corner, can't fall either. Audra Martin grabs the rebound here for Mahomet-Seymour. Fryman with the basketball, drives in. Shot from Martin, no good. And here come the Eagles. Bird with it, pushes it up to Cartwright, goes through Cartwright's hands and out of bounds. Another turnover here for Colin Powell. Colin Powell trying to do their best here to get their way to the basket. It's just quite a struggle here against the defense of the Bulldogs and their extra height. Martin with the basketball, doesn't go up with it, gets it to Fryman. She'll take a dribble, baseline. 8-foot jumper, no good. And the fight for the rebound will result in a foul against the Bulldogs. Foul's going to go against 30. That's going to be Katie Hunter's third personal foul. Team third of the quarter here against Mahomet-Seymour. Sproul with the basketball. Takes a few dribbles, tries to drive in. Goes up with the left hand. Sproul can't finish on the layup. Nothing, just falling here for Colin Powell. And there will be a foul on the rebound try. Foul's going to go against Ayanna Cartwright. It'll be her third, team first of the quarter. Meyer will check back in for Mahomet-Seymour. Hunter will take a seat. They try to throw the basketball into Bird. About 3 Eagles get a hand on it. It'll go out of bounds off of Colin Powell and go back here to Mahomet-Seymour. 2:12 left to go here in the third. Bird with the basketball. Ball fake. Nice 11-foot jumper is good for Penelope Bird. 22-7. The score now here for Mahomet-Seymour. For Bird, she's got 9. Paris Bird dribbles now for the Eagles. Cross-court pass. They try to find Cartwright. She slams into the mat, desperately trying to save the basketball, and will go out of bounds. For Colin Powell, these are a lot of passes that, having never seen this team before, we believe probably went through. It's just a little difficult when you've got to get through the height of Mahomet-Seymour. Cloward drives in. She'll get fouled at the right elbow, and will be out of bounds against for the Bulldogs. Now Cartwright is going to pick up her 4th personal foul. So Cartwright and Sproul with 4 fouls each. And Bridget Dancy will dig into the bench here. Maya Brownlee will come back in. Cartwright will take a seat. They get it to Penelope Bird. Drives in, spin move, thinks about going up. Now she does on the second, ball fake and good. Penelope Bird starting to fire up here in the second half. It is a 24-7 lead here for Mahomet-Seymour. Bird now has 11. Driving in is Sproul. Shot no good. Martin with the basketball. Reaching near the end of the third quarter here. Extended pressure now from Colin Powell. They try to work it down. Audra Martin goes up with it. High off the glass, no good. It's a loose ball. Cloward will come up with it. Now they try to work it down into Bird. She's got to rip it away from 3 Eagles, and she can't do it. It'll be a jump ball, and possession will stay here with the Bulldogs. Mount Zion and Granite City Coolidge, our 4th quarterfinal coming up here in just a little bit for you on Central Illinois Sports. We'll step aside and come back shortly before 5 for our first semifinal of the day as Bird shot up and no good. That will be Bolingbrook Jane Addams taking on Dunlap in what should be a very exciting contest. Paris Bird drives all the way to the cup, goes up hard with the right hand and gets fouled. She'll go to the free throw line. 4th team foul of the quarter against Mahomet-Seymour. For Cloward, it'll be her 3rd personal. Paris Bird steps to the free throw line. 3 points on the afternoon. Her team trailing big here in the third quarter. First shot is up and it's no good. Takes an extra bend at the knees, does the 7th grader, and an extra dribble. Second free throw is up and in and out. Bird with a steal, though, after the rebound. She'll try and maybe fire one up here real quick. Instead, she hands it off to Spruill. Spruill driving in. Nice take, and she'll go to the rim and get fouled, and she'll go up for 2. It's the 5th team foul of the quarter either way for Mahomet-Seymour. Foul is going to go against Penelope Bird, just her first of the contest, as Spruill will step to the free throw line. No points here in the afternoon. Matteson, Colin, Powell in bonus now for the remaining 43 seconds of the quarter. First one is up and good for Spruill. It's her first point of the afternoon. Spruill, second free throw, in and out of the rim. It's a loose ball. Who's going to come up with it? It'll be the Eagles. Morgan, Matteson Morgan got a hand on it, and the jump ball tie-up will result with the Eagles getting it back. Charlotte Sinclair checks back into the contest. Marley Cloward will take a seat. Jimmy Lanphier emphasizing some defense here. He wants to close this one out. Spruill drives in. Bird just stood her ground there, and Spruill just lost the basketball. Cloward with it. Now they tip it into Bird. Bird gets it stolen away. It's Jazaria Moore coming up with it. She gets it to Paris Bird. On the run is Colin Powell. 27 seconds left in the quarter. They get it back, and now it's just going to go out of bounds as Matteson Morgan wasn't able to get a hand on it. Cloward will check back in. Charlotte Sinclair will take a seat here for Colin Powell, or excuse me, for Mahomet-Seymour. 22 seconds left here in the third. It has been all Bulldogs so far in this one. Bird with the basketball, long two-point shot, no good. Audra Martin comes down with the rebound. Now it's Cloward driving baseline. She'll try and bring it back out. It's going to get tipped away by Paris Bird with 13.6 to go in the frame. Bulldogs taking it out from the corner of the court here. Bodies hit the floor. Bird gets it at the free throw line. Her jumper bounces off the rim. Martin gets the rebound, though, and knocks it in. It's a 26 to 8 lead now for Mahomet-Seymour as Audra Martin gets on the board. Paris Bird fires up a late three. It'll go all the way off to the side of the glass and no good. Your score after 3 quarters of play. Mahomet-Seymour 26, Matteson, Colin, Powell 8. We've got fourth quarter play-by-play coming up here in 1 minute.
Here in Pittsfield, we're focused on maintaining a healthy, diverse economic base to increase opportunities for our residents. Economic factors greatly affect a community's overall potential, and we strive to continue our prosperous culture. The availability of both commercial and industrial employment centers and new lucrative entrepreneurship opportunities are major assets for growth and development here in Pittsfield. In addition to providing employment and income to people, Pittsfield also boasts several tax incentive districts to further facilitate economic growth. Examples of growth and success can be seen throughout Pittsfield. Pittsfield is located within Pike County and widely known for the abundance of white-tailed deer, and is also home to companies that have capitalized from the region's natural resources. Located over on Madison Street, Whitetail Properties is a major local and international employer that truly embodies the local and economic spirit of Pittsfield. State-of-the-art communications and telecommuting are available here. Be sure to catch their televised series throughout the week on the Sportsman Channel. Come grow and be a part of something great in Pittsfield, Illinois.
We get you ready for the fourth quarter. Here's Mahomet-Seymour. Will start things off here to kick off her final frame. It's a 26-8 lead for Mahomet-Seymour. Basketball stripped away. Bird comes up with it now for the Eagles. She'll try and pick it up near the midcourt line. Gets bumped by Fryman, and that'll be a foul against the Bulldogs. For Lily, it'll be her third personal foul, team first of the quarter here against Mahomet-Seymour. We reset the team fouls at every quarter. Paris Bird with the basketball. Dribbles it up against this zone defense of Mahomet-Seymour. Driving in is Cartwright, and they say she'll travel as she took an extra step with the tried to get that basketball up and over the hands of Mahomet-Seymour on the drive and took an extra step instead. Bridget Dancy doesn't agree. Bird with the basketball, right elbow, tries to dump it down into Martin Paris. Bird grabs it instead, and here comes Colin Powell. They got to get some points in a flurry. Tries to dump it down into Spruill. Spruill up and under. Misses everything on that one, and it's going to be Cloward with it. And they say Spruill will get her hands on it as well. It'll be a jump ball and go back to the Eagles. Winner goes to the 6:30 semifinals here later tonight. The loser ends their season, with a trip to the state quarterfinals, and Cartwright will drag the foot. And she is frustrated. And very rightfully so against this stingy, long Bulldogs defense. They work the basketball down into the corner. It's Bird with it. 10-foot jumper. Misses the mark. Martin gets the rebound. She misses. Bird gets the layup, and it's good. 28-8. It's a 20-point lead now for Mahomet-Seymour. For Penelope Bird, she's got 13 points on the day. Long three-pointer from Spruill, just off the front of the rim. Cloward will grab it for the Bulldogs. It's full court pressure now for Colin Powell. And Jimmy Lanphier wants to talk it over. We'll take a quick break. Coming back in 30 seconds for the finish here on Central Illinois Sports.
Best Systems Insulators offer insulation for homes and commercial buildings throughout Central Illinois and the surrounding areas. We take great care to ensure that the insulation products we use are the best fit for our clients and their project. We understand that different buildings have different needs and that each of our clients has a unique set of goals. Let us work with you to find the best solution for your next project. Call Best Systems Insulators at 217-285-6005. That's 285-6005. Or visit them online at GoBestSystems.com.
Mahomet-Seymour took the timeout as they knew there was full court pressure coming from Madison Colin Powell. They'll inbound with the length of the court to go here. They lead by 20 points with 4:36 left to go in the contest. Marley Cloward looking to get the inbounds pass. Instead it goes to Penelope Bird. Now they'll get it out to Hunter. She pushes it down to Martin. Now to Cloward here as Mahomet-Seymour will reset. They've got the 20-point lead and the luxury of being able to burn time. They get it to Penelope Bird. She loses the handle on it, dives down on the floor for it, spits out and comes back to the Bulldogs. Martin now to Bird. Mahomet-Seymour, Cartwright's got to be careful. She's got 4. Martin with the basketball in the short corner. Gets it back out to Hunter. And now it's going to be a traveling violation, a little bit of contact on the play, but nothing whistled, and it'll go back to the Eagles. 4 minutes even left to go in this one. Defending state champs, desperately trying to get back into the contest. Driving down, it's Spruill. No call on the contact, loses the ball, Bird grabs it. She can't get rid of it, and now it'll be a foul against the Eagles. Foul is going to go against Ayanna Cartwright. If we have been counting correctly, that should be 5. And they'll hit the horn to tell the officials that she has been disqualified from the contest. Cartwright is a very, very stingy, scrappy defender. And unfortunately today, she just gets one too many whistles. Michaela just checks back in as Cartwright will sit down for the rest of the game. Hunter will bring the basketball across the timeline here for the Bulldogs and gets it over to the point guard in Cloward. Bird with it at the free throw line. They get it to Fryman. Dishes it around. This is Cloward with it, dives in. Runner from 8 feet, no good. She gets her own rebound, goes up with it off the glass and good. It's a 30-8 lead for Marley Cloward, her first 2 points of the basketball game. Long three ball on the way from Spruill, no good. Martin comes down with it for Mahomet-Seymour. 3 minutes left to go here. Mahomet-Seymour looking like they're going to punch their ticket into the Final Four. And the semifinals coming up here at 6:30. They get it to Katie Hunter. Tries to dump it down into Martin. She went the opposite direction. It'll go out of bounds, though, off of Colin Powell. Remain to Bulldogs. A shoe that needs tied here. As we remind you, we'll be coming back At 5 o'clock, it'll be Bolingbrook Jane Addams taking on Dunlap in our first semifinal. Juliet Muro is going to check into the basketball game. Sitting down will be Michaela Gist. They work it up to Bird. Bird's shot, no good. Loose ball rebound, fought for. Paris Bird comes up with it. She's going to push it for the Eagles. She's going to penetrate, goes all the way in. Paris Bird coast to coast for the layup. It's 30-10. Full court pressure here for Bird. That's her 5th point of the ball game. Mahomet-Seymour will take a timeout, trying to get past the full court pressure. We'll take it 2. Mahomet-Seymour up by 20 here in the 4th. We are coming back to you in 30 seconds.
For nearly 40 years, the Niebuhr Funeral Home has been serving our area with professionalism and compassion. This is our business, our hometown. You can be assured we take great personal pride in serving your family in your time of loss. We're locally owned. We're your friends and neighbors. We care about you and your family. Niebuhr Funeral Home, with locations in Pittsfield and Barry, serving our community with compassion and respect.
Well, it's a 30-second timeout that may have stretched to 60. Now the gentleman mentions it on his clock there and realizes it's time to hit the buzzer. Mahomet-Seymour up by 20 here. 2:28 left to go here in this one. Winner will take on the winner of Mount Zion versus Granite City Coolidge coming up here in our 2:30 quarterfinal. They'll get the basketball into Cloward. She'll lose it. It was tipped out of bounds by Spruill. Colin Powell came into the season with just 1 loss. They've only lost 1 game in the past 2 seasons. But we do not know if any of the teams had the length and the height that this Mahomet-Seymour squad does. Driving in as Cloward goes up. Off the glass and no good. Paris Bird grabs the rebound, and here come the Eagles. Quickly moving. She'll try and drive coast to coast. Tries to throw it cross court to Spruill, and instead it's grabbed by Katie Hunter. And Paris Bird just looks and says, what can we do? And now it's Audra Martin as they catch everybody sleeping. Bird will grab the rebound. She'll put it up and dump it in. Penelope Bird gets 2 more. For Bird, she's got 15 of her team's 32 here today. She started off a little bit slow, really started to fire up late into the second and into the third. Basketball now stripped away here as the frustration showing on the Eagles. Cloward working to get the basketball across. They get it to Penelope Bird. Now back to Cloward. She'll drive down the left side, gets cut off by Amaya Brownlee. Murrow came up with a loose ball. And things have kind of slowed down here tremendously. They get it to Audra Martin. Martin will finish here as Colin Powell is extremely frustrated. For Martin, that's her 4th points of the basketball game. They get it down, and Bird goes up high and gets fouled. She'll go to the free throw line. Well, our first 2 contests have been fairly competitive. And it is not to discredit the effort of the Eagles here today, but they have just got into a size mismatch that has just been very, very difficult to overcome. Checking in for Colin Powell, number 4, Havana Edgecombe, number 5, Kira Jones, and number 15, Mayanna Buchanan. And Mahomet-Seymour will take another quick timeout here. We'll take it 2. We're back here in 60 seconds on Central Illinois Sports.
We do a procedure called a transcatheter aortic valve replacement, and we call it TAVR.
TAVR is state of the art. It wasn't really available worldwide until the early 2000s.
It's a minimally invasive procedure in order to replace the valve.
I'm number 1. I was number 100. Years ago, they would have to do open heart surgery, and now they don't.
Had I not had it done, I would not be here today. I feel like I'm living on a bonus of blessings.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You've heard that phrase many times, and Rod Prentice in Pittsfield, your State Farm agent, is the guy you can count on to be your friend and neighbor in the insurance business. He has a complete line of insurance available for you from State Farm Insurance. You can reach him at 217-285-6930. Our family trusts Rod Prentice with all of our insurance needs. Stop by their office on Washington Street and see the girls. And Rod Prentice, your State Farm agent, 217-285-6930.
Bring you back to live action here with 53 seconds left in the contest as Paris Bird steps to the free throw line. The 7th grade point guard has 5 points in the evening here for her team. Shot is off and no good. Charlotte Sinclair will grab the rebound. Mahomet-Seymour is going to advance to a record of 20-8 as Bird gets the steal. She goes up with the left hand, no good on the layup, wanted a foul. Checking into the ball game here for Mahomet-Seymour is Nora Wang. And she's going to get fouled. They get it down to the corner. Cloward will drive with it, baseline, goes up with it. That's no good. Excuse me, that is Kennedy Ashby. Sinclair's shot, no good. Here come the Eagles. Penelope Porter will check in on the next dead ball here, and we're going to get the opportunity as the foul gets called. Checking in now for Mahomet-Seymour is number 22, Penelope Porter. Taking a seat will be Charlotte Sinclair. She gets high fives from her team. Spruill, shot no good, just nothing falling today for number 30. Mahomet-Seymour will improve to 20-8. They'll move to the semifinals here coming up later tonight as they'll take on the winner of our next quarterfinal. It's going to be Mount Zion and Granite City Coolidge coming up here, scheduled to start at 2:30. Clock will expire. Mahomet-Seymour moves on to the semifinals. Madison Colin Powell's season ends at a record of 20-2. We'll wrap up things here for you in a couple of minutes on our postgame show, and then we'll get you set for our fourth quarterfinal coming up here live from the IESA 8th grade Class 4A state tournament live on Central Illinois Sports. We welcome you back here on the postgame show as Mahomet-Seymour moves on to the state semifinals. They'll take on the 6:30 contest coming up here later tonight. They defeat Madison Colin Powell by a score of 34-10. Final scoring here tonight for the Bulldogs. The victors today, Marley Cloward with 2, Lily Freeman with 2. Penelope Bird leads the team with 15 points. Charlotte Sinclair had a really nice first half and chipped in 8. And Audra Martin finishes with 4 for Mahomet-Seymour, who again improves to 20-8 here on the season. For Madison Colin Powell, a very frustrating day. Ayanna Cartwright finishes with 4, Paris Bird with 5, and Raquela Spruill with 1 for the Eagles, whose season ends at a record of 20-2 with back-to-back trips here to the state tournament, and they finished in the state championship game last year. We will wrap things up here on this stream. We will reset our stream in just a few minutes. When we come back online, we'll get you ready for Mount Zion versus Granite City Coolidge coming up here. It's exclusive coverage of the IESA State Championships live on Central Illinois Sports.